I will be speaking on the characteristics of the power industry within Southeast Asia. I'll be starting from a holistic impact of the AEC with the ASEAN integration, and then drilling down into the effects it'll have on the power industry. Certain countries are very pro-renewable, other countries are much more into big thermal projects. I'll be looking at the impacts that the banking sector has on there, and it will give an opportunity for companies that are either new to ASEAN or want to expand around the region to understand better the opportunities and the environment in which they'll be operating. We have extreme experience from around the region, and in my speech I will be explaining the opportunities and where we can help, and obviously I'll be around the conference the whole time talking to many people. In terms of what we can specifically bring, it really is, if you're new to ASEAN or you're an ASEAN player that wants to look overseas, then it will be a good benchmark to work from. I'll be looking at the way that renewables in certain countries is very much being promoted, the Philippines and Thailand being two of them. The way that in other countries, the fact they have a lot of indigenous fuel means that they tend to look less at renewable energy. The main off-taker in many countries is the government, and so they have a strong influence on the way the power sector develops. In terms of the other main criteria is labour and banking. AEC is going to enable a lot of labour movement within the region. Singapore is reluctant to have yet more immigrants, and the Philippines desperately needs people to return. There's basically a labour shortage of skilled labour in the Philippines. As a company that's recently set up there, I see a lot higher wages than I was expecting to. Although the quality is there, but you do have to pay a lot more. But if you're going out of Manila, you're going into the provinces, then the shortages become more acute. It's not going to affect countries such as Cambodia and Laos to the same extent, because everybody that has the ability to leave is leaving and already. Capital is going to move more around the region, and that's going to focus governments' mentalities towards making investments in those countries more attractive, stopping having a lot of the blockages, the red tape that are in the way. We are working on a 19.6 megawatt solar project. It's the first one in the country. Because the way the feed-in tariff is set up, you have to go commercial first before you can get your final permit in place to be an accredited seller. Most companies have backed off as a result of that, and so my client has gone forward and we are developing the project. And when I say we're developing the project, rather than being a traditional owner's engineer, there are 4 contractors. One is the civil contractor, one's the electrical contractor, one's the key equipment supplier, and the other one is a civil designer. So we're much more of a project management consultant, much more hands-on than would be typical for a consulting role.